Hello, sixth grade. I'm sorry I can't be there this morning with you in person, so I have done a screencast of my second quarter visit for you. If you would like to revisit this presentation, I will show you where I have stored it. If you go to the library Symboloo, on the top row, on the far right, you'll see a link or a tile that says Book Talks. Click that. It's going to take you to my Book Talk live binder. And here where it says sixth grade, simply click the link. And the visit that I'm doing today is right here. So if there's any information that you missed or would like to revisit, that's where you can find it. So the purpose of today's presentation is to explain how Battle of the Books this year will work for sixth grade. We call this the Iowa Children's Choice Award Battle of the Books. I want to give a special shout out to Mrs. Garrow for visiting with us last week and doing book summaries for us of the nominees for this year. So some reasons that students have done Battle of Books in the past, these are some really good reasons, is it does get you to read books from many different genres. Some of us tend to focus on one genre when we're choosing books, but if you do Battle of the Books, it will encourage you to try some different genres. Another reason is it is a really great way to get involved at something at school. If you haven't tried a club yet, or intramurals, Battle of the Books is another way to get involved. I know that your language arts teachers ask you to read a certain number of books this year, so the books that you read for Battle of the Books will count towards that. It is a competition, and sometimes that is the hook for students, is they love to compete. So we do treat it as a competition, and I'll go into more detail about that in a couple minutes. We do have an end of year pizza party, and at the party we do have prizes that we hand out to just about everybody that participates. And it's free. It doesn't cost you anything except some of your time to read the books. So first off, I'm going to explain we'll call it a battle system. The very first thing that we do in our building is we have what is called a written battle. That is the first contest that we will have. The date right now has not been chosen. It will be probably sometime at the end of January, beginning of February, and I will try to get that date out to you soon. So the written battle is just like it sounds. It's actually a pencil paper test that you will complete during your lunchtime with your team. And by the way, it is teams of 3. So this is an example of a written battle that we did several years ago, but the format has not changed. So the format is basically you're presented with a question, and you and your team will have to come up with the title of the book and the last name of the author. And there are, I believe, 25 questions on the written battle. And again, you complete that during your lunchtime. Here's an example. This was several years ago, but again, the format has not changed. So as you can see, the students are sitting together and they are completing the written test together while they eat their lunch. Once the written battle is completed, it's scored, and based on how your team does on the written battle, we place you into a seeded bracket, much like a sports tournament. And we put this out in the display case outside the library so that everybody can see how the teams did and who they will compete against next. And that's when we move into what we call head-to-head battles. And these are our building battles. So as you can see in the picture here, there's a teacher, and the teacher has 20 questions. Each team will get asked 10 questions. So this team is battling this team, and we do 2 or 3 rounds of this until we get it down to our final 2 teams. So I do have a video of what a building battle looks like.
This is your last question. 9? Okay. In which book do 2 characters sneak into a bar to watch the first moon landing?
Oh, Neil Armstrong is my uncle, and otherwise what's the name?
Author.
Dennis.
It is Marie. Hey, girls, this is your last question. You don't get a choice. You're number 17.
We want something.
Okay, good. All right. In which book does a red thread turn into a red rope bridge? Yeah. In which book does a red thread turn into a red rope bridge? You have 10 seconds.